next time on next stream. There's a bunch of Caleb stuff that takes place before main story too. He's a confusing one to go through, but very interesting. One thing that I have noticed, especially with Savior and Zane's lore, is that they mention a lot of, and of course the main story, they mention a lot of uh different planes of existence, even though they may happen at the same rhythm. That's basically the explanation for multiverse, right? So even though they may happen, the series of events may happen in a similar rhythm, they are kind of interconnected in a different plane of existence. So Dawnbreaker happens almost similarly to what happens in the current world, or it may be happening right now, even though it could be the past, the future, or a different reality. That's kind of what happens, or we were discussing with May, regarding Saint's Product to Tomorrow. And Savior's Product to Tomorrow and Anecdotes also give us a hint about that. So it kind of feels as if Infold is milking this explanation to kind of justify dates and myths and experiences that they go through, even if they don't like make sense that they're happening right now. They may be stuff that happened in the future or in a different reality if stuff had gone differently in some little way, and kind of like the fragmented memories of the MC coming back to her. It's weird. I'm not gonna lie about that. Sometimes I get confused. The 5 stars are the ones that take place after main story. The 4 stars are only past. Okay. Okay. Take your time and enjoy the ride. This is definitely a game you pace yourself on and will definitely get more from the longer you think about it. Yeah, I do want to like go into the story one more time and kind of draft a timeline with what I know so far, so I can, with new information, I can kind of uh meddle with it in some places and do stuff, rearrange stuff, because all the story about the Chrono Rift catastrophe and Josephine's experiments with the Gaia Research Center and Sander Sciences and Sane and William and the memory loss from the MC, all of this is, and honestly, the biggest thing that has confused me is the fucking actual relationship between the MC and the 5 love interests. Because we go through this stuff with Silas on Long Awaited Rivalry, and then we go into Prologue to Tomorrow. We have some very personal and intimate experiences with the 3 guys that can't be justified otherwise. And then we continue the main story with, yeah, we found this with Zane, this with Xavier, this with Raphael, and so we proceed with Caleb. It's like, are these, all of these relationships happening simultaneously? Like what happened at the beginning of the story with of Homecoming Wings, with Mia in the hospital and Zane coming into the hospital, and we already had this tension with Caleb, and then Zane comes sauntering about, almost like showing that they had a very close relationship. They were already on that kind of level. But then, what am I supposed to feel? Last night, when I sent the raid to this girl, I know they're not explicitly or specifically saying that on the main story. You have to pretend dementia. They're not actually saying, "Oh yeah, they have a relationship going on in the main story," but the closeness they share between the main character and all of the love interests can't be justified as anything else than romantic interest. So she has romantic interest for five guys at the same time. Well, four. I'm gonna go ahead and bother you both with this comment. But the MC at this point doesn't seem to realize she has feelings for Caleb. She's That's the dementia she's applying to herself. At this point in the story, she believes or tries to justify that she only sees him as a family figure, but her anxiety and everything else kind of doesn't lead that way. And he's like, so he loses control a lot of times trying to prove her that they are not only family, and she's not only seeing him that way, but he's also afraid that by doing that he's gonna have her pull away and hide and like run away from him without even keeping her as a family member. That's the kind of impression I'm getting from them. That's so correct. That is so sad. The main story, yeah, in the main story, there's so much happening, but there's so much happening with everyone. There's so much happening with this, all of these factions, and all of the love interests, and the relationship with the love interest is very influential to the story. Like, it feels like that. I'm not Caleb. I'm not a fictional character, but I can see Caleb feeling frustrated because he knows, he can see that she's feeling stuff for him, and she's in denial. She's like, no, he's my brother. He's my family. He's the guy I grew up with, and that's it. And he's like, oh, snap out of it, woman. And I'm like, yes, snap out of it, MC. Come on, step up. You have another guy to rule after. So, okay. Anyways, I do need to step out now because I do have another stream coming later today in Spanish because we have One Piece Sundays, and we're gonna follow up on that later today in about 2 hours and a half. You're gonna enjoy his cards. I'm looking forward to that. I will try to follow up on the Caleb's stories and stuff over stream because I feel like there's so much I want to talk about him. Him so far, Sane and Caleb, I feel are the ones who have the most psychological issues above the five guys. They definitely deserve some time to explore their psyche. And they're very interesting. I think I thought this was gonna happen when May said that I was gonna love Caleb. I love me a puzzle, and I love psychological problems. I'm drawn to them. So who would have who would have thought that this would happen? Of course, everyone who's a Caleb girly knew this will happen. I love him. I'm so confused by him. I need to know more about his story. We're gonna follow up on this story is probably on Tuesday morning, nearing noon, same time again today. Or more morning than noon. Or otherwise Tuesday night. Yes. Glad to catch this stream. Thank you so much for being here, Evie, Turkus Evie. Really, it's been delightful to share this with you and May. Thank you, May, for also being here. I truly love you. Thank you, guys, and hope to catch you in the next stream. Have a great day. And eat a lot.